Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking on a couple different things. Okay, in the bong, we've got Shred Tropic Thunder at a whopping 19%, 20%. And then for the joint, or half joint, because I already smoked some, sorry. I started early. Palmetto Headband, because I'm really into Palmetto Headband right now. Palmetto Headband is a sativa, and the Shred is an indica. So, I bought the Shred because it's 7 grams of pre-shredded. And the guy told me, he's like, in a bong, it's harsh. That's why I smoke. I smoke the bong. In a bong, it's harsh, but in a joint, it's not so bad. And he was right. Because in the bong, it is a little bit harsher than it is in a joint. It has a nice, like, citrusy flavor, and it's a good indica high. It's like a nice, like, settling high. It's pretty sweet. The Palmetto Headband, I don't know, I've raved about it before. You get high, and it feels like you got a headband on, baby. So that's what we were smoking today. Hope you guys had a good week. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you're smoking on something, enjoying the sesh, joining the sesh, I guess. I'm really trying to stay away from smoking cigarettes, so vaporizer it is, baby. I don't know how I feel about it, but it seems to be working okay. I have to chew the gum sometimes too. So I used to have this reoccurring nightmare, okay? And it was a zombie nightmare because why wouldn't it be? And essentially, this is what would happen. Okay, so in the nightmare, I'd be in bed. I'd wake up to a bunch of like banging, thumping, and like pounding. So I'd come out of my bedroom. My kids be in their beds. And I'd go downstairs and I hear nothing. And I get to the door, and at the door would just be like a horde, right? So the first time I had this dream, I got as far as the door, and then they broke the window and killed me. The second time I had this dream, they made it inside the living room and killed me. Okay. Third time I had this dream, they made it to the living room, and then the back window smashed, and they killed me. Okay. And then the fourth time I had this dream, and like when I say reoccurring, it wasn't like every night, but it'd be like, I'd have the dream, on like 1 month, and then a couple months would go by, and then I have the dream again, and then so on and so on and so on. But it would always like, once it escalated to the point where I would make it to the stairs, and fighting, like hacking away and fighting my way, and then getting overrun. That's where it stayed. And then when it became that, when it got to that point, it just stayed at that point for, forever, until I figured out what it was all about. It was a whole control issue situation. But that thought of getting overrun by zombies in your own home is fucking terrifying. And I've always said, I got 3 kids, that they are my zombie squad. None of them would be able to save me in a zombie situation. I'd be fucked. They'd be fine because I would die, and they would run. Well, I guess maybe they wouldn't be fine because I'd be dead. But the point being is that it makes me think, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse happened? How prepared are you? I am not prepared at all. I would have to actually go out and like loot right away. And I always wonder, would I be able to live through the zombie apocalypse? I don't know, man. I don't know if I would die first or if I would be able to like kick ass. I like to think I would kick ass and live, But I don't know. So what I deemed from this dream before was that, okay, so what I figured from this dream was this. What the fuck would you do? How would you handle a zombie situation? Would you hoard guns? Would you do all this? I wouldn't. Nope. You know what I would do? Okay, I personally have roughly three favorite, like, zombie weapons, all right? I would go with a knife, a hatchet, and I can't decide, honestly, between, like, a magnum, because I'm good with a magnum. I went to a shooting range, and a 357 Magnum was the best gun I shot. I'm a fucking cowboy, baby. So, yeah, I can't decide between a Magnum or if I'm like kick-ass like Daryl from fucking Walking Dead and I just use a crossbow. And I lean more towards the crossbow because with a knife and a hatchet, you can fashion your own ammunition and you technically never run out. But you have to sharpen that shit. I feel like it'd be easier to sharpen that shit than it would be to like keep yourself locked and loaded with like bullets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would be my go-to. At one point, I used to think it would be awesome to have like a bag of golf clubs, like Robin Hood, but golf club Robin Hood, no bow and arrow. And you just 9-iron, wham, you know. But then I thought, well, the shaft of the thing wouldn't last as long as you'd want it to. It would only last like, I don't know. I think you get maybe like 3 swings out of anything above a putter. Because a putter's a little more solid. So you could probably, you know, do some pretty good damage with a putter and hang on to that pretty good. But, yeah, you'd run out pretty quick. And then you just have this big fucking bag hanging off your back. And you run it through the trees. And then you get caught because of the fucking bag. Dude, that would suck to go down like that. Whereas if you just have a hatchet, you know it'd be sweet. Okay. Utility belt, baby. So you have a belt, right? That you could have like a hammer, you can have your knife, you can have your hatchet, maybe an assortment of a couple other things, like a taser. Although you'd run out, you wouldn't be able to keep recharging it. Okay, so you have, you know, maybe a wrench. Yeah, a wrench is a good one. A mallet, something like that, you know. So you have those around your waist. Then you have your bow and arrow on your back. Yeah, see, that's the way to go. Because but you'd have to still be with a group of people. Because you need somebody to still watch your back. You couldn't take on a whole horde, but nobody could take on, even if you had a gun. You could, even if you had a machine gun, it'd be tough, you know? Yeah, so I think in the zombie apocalypse, I'd just fucking batten down the house. Be like, screw this shit. Anybody that came near it, they're getting stabbed, hatcheted, or bowed and arrowed in the face. I don't know. And then I have to put my little zombie squad through fucking zombie training. Which would be something else. I don't know how I'd handle a zombie apocalypse, man. Like, think about it. All of a sudden, just like everybody around. The downside that I have is that I'm not in a standalone house. Like, if the zombie apocalypse happened, ideally, okay, I'd want to be on like, maybe not a like isolated rural spot, but like a rural area where there's a good distance between neighbors. You know what I'm saying? And you could be self-sustaining for a little bit until like anybody caught on to where you guys are at. So you could set up like a little compound or whatever. Yeah. I think that would be ideal. Whereas in all the townhouses and stuff that we've got all set up and the way we roll, man, that's why it spreads so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, your neighbor eats your other neighbor, then your other neighbor, and then next thing you know, just to leave the block, you're fighting like 62 zombies. Whereas if you're in the country, you have heavy equipment potentially that you can drive, like a tractor. Maybe you have like a grain mower or whatever you call those big like compound things where they shred up an entire, like it's got a big blade on the front or auger on the front. Dude, that'd be sweet. You just mow over shit. Tow your stuff behind you, and then the bigger it is, that's your lead getaway car. So first you have like a combine tractor or whatever it's called, where it mows like the field, but that's your like zombie mower. And then when the gas and everything's done on that, then the next thing behind you, you're pulling like the next biggest combine or tractor machine, that has a blade on the front of it. And then you're down to like a front end loader that has a fucking bucket, and you're just like squishing everything, and that's towing all the shit behind it. And you just keep going as far as you can until finally you're in the fucking family station wagon. And you're just booting it. But I think that would be the way to get away, or you have to be a lead car with like the big heavy equipment and taking out all the traffic that's in front of you. Because let's be honest, when it's zombie apocalypse in the beginning, if you're in a highly populated area, you're fucking out of there. You're gone. Like gone. Like whoever's in your way, sorry buddy, but you're on your own. And then once everything sort of settles and you find like your little squad, then you hang out with that squad and you take care of them. But you have to have like a lead car that's heavy equipment, not just a bus. Like you need like farm equipment, man, because that shit, or like construction equipment, that shit will take out anything. I know when I used to work with heavy equipment, I told one of my bosses once, I said, if the zombie apocalypse ever happens, I'm telling you, if you can't find your front end loaders, I have them, and I'm not getting them back. Because I'm hooking all three together, and I'm driving one of them the fuck out of here, and I'm going to get my family, and I'm gone. That's what I do. Yeah. And then I'd keep it light. Like, I'd fill up as much gas as I could and just fucking take off. And then we'd just be like the moving family. Or the wanderers. That's what we'd fucking do. On the way, teach my kids how to fight zombies. Meet up with like good people. Hopefully don't get eaten by cannibals. Yeah. But that's if it's like a Walking Dead scenario. You never know if it turns out like that. I watched The Girl with All the Gifts the other day. That was a different take on a zombie movie. If you haven't seen it, how can I explain it without... Well, basically, there's an infection and people, become zombified and the world gets overrun and they're trying to figure out how to de-zombify the world. And there's a girl involved. Yeah. Anyway, that sounds bad, but it's really good. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. And if you've already seen it, you're probably looking at me like, what the fuck, dude? Hope you're enjoying your joint. That's what I have to say. I feel like I could handle zombies. They're soft. But I also don't get how you could just stab a zombie in the head and like a knife goes through. I feel like it takes a couple whacks. I feel like it's not as simple as like slice up your brain pie and then you're done. I feel like it's more cracking a coconut. Dude, imagine how bad it would stink. Oh. You're like running from places, like, okay, let's say it's a Walking Dead scenario, right? And then over time, relationships grow as you move on with these people and you try to survive and you try to like repopulate the human race, which you can't do because let's be honest, if you have a fucking baby in the middle of zombie apocalypse, that baby's zombie food. Like, you're fucked. There's no way that thing's surviving. If it is, it's a fucking miracle. But like take that scenario where that's the case, right? And you're going to get down like Glenn and What's-Her-Face from Walking Dead. Imagine how bad the place would stink. Imagine how bad you stink. Like, when was the last... I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I want to. I guess it just takes over, right? I don't know. But that also gets me thinking, think about medieval times. How bad do people stink then? Woo! Like, if you were rich, you probably bathed, 3 times a week, maybe, if that. So imagine, if you were me, then, dude, I'd be a big pile of steaming shit. But fuck yeah, no, zombies. Back to zombies. Dude, I think I could handle it. You'd have to move, though. You would always have to be on the move. I think you would have to not worry about trying to find a cure either. Like, I don't think it's a cure situation. I think it's an extermination situation. Like, no matter what, if there were to be a zombie apocalypse, you would end up with fortresses of the humans, regular humans, people, that are fighting fighting back against the zombies until you eradicate all the zombies. But if you eradicate all the zombies, is the disease still out there? Or is it strictly stuck to zombies? I don't know, man. Because if it was just the zombies that carried it and you have to get the bite, then cool, eradicate all the zombies. But if it's in the air and it's a contagion, like if you kill the zombies and then you say you burn the bodies or bury them, right? Maybe it gets into the land or the air that way. And then the next thing you know, your soil's fucked, your air's fucked, your water's fucked, and everybody becomes a zombie. But even then, I don't think there's a zombie cure, man. I don't think you could do it. Nope. I think if there were a zombie apocalypse, it's just hang on for as long as you can, but eventually, kapoop, you dead. I don't know. Because it can get into everything. It's a bacteria, potentially. Maybe it's not a bacteria. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. But dude, I don't think you could survive it. I don't think it would ever be survivable. That's a pretty negative way to look at it. No, we'd probably fight back. We'd probably fight back, eradicate all the zombies, and then like some ecologist and like doctor and atmospheric scientist would figure out a way to eradicate the disease. Or what would end up happening is we'd jump the planet and live in a space station to eventually get to another planet. I don't know. Dude, I'm high. Are you high? Are you enjoying this sesh? I know this sesh is weird. I get it. I've been in a weird mood lately. I don't know why. I think it's the weather. The weather here has been like totally messed. It was sunny for a little while to the point where I was going to get my car tires changed because it was that level, and then it got cold again, and I can't do that now because summer tires. And then now it's all rainy and shit, and it sucks. I mean, it is April. It's the way it's supposed to go. But I think it's got me in a fucking funk. I think it's got me thinking, that's why it's got me thinking about all this fucking zombie shit. We got a pandemic going on. The weather's been all fucking weird. It's like the beginning of a zombie sci-fi movie. Everything's cool. Everybody's stuck at home. All of a sudden, fucking Barbara comes over and your face is eaten off. Ah! Maybe I've just been home for too long. I should probably go for a walk. Get some exercise. Because I've definitely put on some poundage with this whole fucking lockdown. I don't know if you have, but shit. I was looking good at the end of last summer, and now I'm all boop boop, Chubsy McGee. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. Because let's be honest, you can't fight the zombies with a belly. You gotta be fit. You gotta last. Because if you go Walking Dead style, these guys are pretty easy to kill. You just have to avoid bites. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where maybe in medieval times you have a better, because you got chainmail on, so you could be pretty well protected, you know, from a bite and stuff like that, unless they bit your face. But yeah, I should really teach my kids how to fight a bit. Then I actually might have a chance with the zombie squad of 3. 4. Dude, this weed is good. It really is. Makes you think weird thoughts, that's for damn sure. That's pretty well out. Well, that's my thought off the stem for this week. How would you handle a zombie apocalypse? I think I would handle it okay. But in reality, I'd probably cry like a little bitch. Wallow in a corner, closing my eyes, hoping that I die quick. I don't know. But as for that dream, I figured out it was a whole control thing. I had to be able to learn to let go of things that were beyond my control. And I think that's sort of like the metaphor for the whole fucking zombie situation, man. It's that would be a situation where everything is completely out of your control. The only thing that you could do is try to progress through that situation. And when I learned that, when I started thinking about like, oh, fuck, why do I keep having a zombie dream? Because I feel like it's less likely that I'm going to have to fight a fucking zombie than I do have to figure out what this dream is, because I need to get some goddamn sleep over here. You know? So, yeah. And when I figured it out, it was a whole control issue. Once I figured that out, fuck, it's dream gone. Also, like zombie movies, a little bit less. Because all of a sudden, they didn't have as much fear. They didn't give me as much scare tactic as they used to, or scare, whatever. It didn't bring it up in me, but I still do love a good zombie movie. They are pretty awesome. Oh, man. Well, that's my thought off the stem. I hope you enjoyed the session. I know I said that before, but we're back to it. I hope you enjoy, or I hope you come back every Friday with me, Justin Barone, on Thoughts Off the Stem at 4:20 p.m. on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check out the previous sessions that are audio only. And if you're on audio, check out the YouTube sessions so that you can have a video session with me. For all the links, check out on my link tree in the description. Don't forget to check out the merch. And yeah, hopefully you come back next week. Until next time, keep your lids low.